For there are some eunuchs, which were born eunuchs from their mother's womb. What is a eunuch?
It's a male that's dedicated to Christ.
Who?
A male.
For the sake of this, well, it could be a female too. But we always look at it in the masculine way. But it could be a female. There are women that also follow this trend, especially in Africa. There are women that are under this, that are eunuchs. Yes.
The dictionary said a castrated man placed in charge of a harem or employed as a chamberlain in a family, or a man with private testes or external genitals.
Now that's one facet that we're going to come to, number two. But see, Jesus gives you all three. Yeah, that's one facet. That's bad. See, a woman could go through the same thing. Women could be castrated.
Yeah, I know they do.
So, but here it's talking about one that's born. I thought she might wanted to elaborate. So here you got one that is born a eunuch. From mama's womb, never has a desire to be married. Never. Never has an inkling, a wanting, a desire to be married. From birth, that is just a gift that is bestowed upon them, that they go throughout life. You know, you ever had an uncle that was just never married? Ever had an aunt that just never got married? Not had any children, nothing. Just never got married. Period. I had an aunt like that. Never got married. Never had any children. Never had nothing. Just there. And we always be, auntie, you know, when we were little. Auntie, when you gonna get married? Oh, that's not for auntie. I know several ladies that's like that. They just don't have the inkling, don't have the nudge. Don't worry about it. They just go on. Some been like that from their mom's womb. They were born, Jesus said, they were born that way. See, so they didn't have that desire in them from the time that they were born. It just wasn't there. They are just perpetual virgins to death. Now, no, a eunuch now. We're not talking about somebody that's sexually active, doing their own thing, and they just didn't make any babies. We're not talking about that. We're talking about eunuchs. No activity at all. None. They're like married continuously. They just keep on. It's not a desire that they have. They're born that way. But they just continue that way. There's a difference. Look at the second one. And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men. Different. Eunuch made. These were not born eunuchs. Didn't plan on being one. Wasn't desirous of being one. They made one. That's the definition that she gave. A lot of times they did this to these big, strong Ethiopian men to watch the harem. You know, they had this harem in there. They were these sultans. They had mega butts. They have 50, 100, 200 women that was in their harem. and they just come pick and choose them. They were actually, with the harem, they were nothing but harlots. That's all they were, but they were just getting taken care of. So they just had the luxuries of life. That's what a harem had. And they just traveled with them wherever they went. So whenever they wanted pleasure, they just reach in there and just get one and do whatever they wanted to, or give them to friends, to whoever else they were entertaining. That's what they were. They were just nothing but harlots. But they would take a big 2, 3, 4, big, strong African guy, and they would castrate him so that they wouldn't have any desire. Well, they couldn't have a desire if they wanted to, because they had nothing to have a desire with. They cut it off. Just castrated them, absolutely. And then set them over the harem. That way they couldn't be tempted. So if they wanted somebody to stay in and they were trying to get out because they had captured them and put them in the harem, you couldn't leave. You're not going to beat down that guy. That guy going to beat the snot out of you. Because he has no temptation. You can't tempt him. With what? There's nothing to be tempted with. So that's what they would do. They would castrate him. So these are eunuchs that's made of meaning. They were made eunuchs. They weren't born that way like these were, with no desire at all. They were made that way. They had desire, but it was taken away from them. There are some tribes in Africa that do that. That they select certain ones, even in their tribe, and make them eunuchs, where they're permanently slave to the king. And that's all they do. That's their job. They're to serve the king for the rest of their life. So they're selected from a child, and they're made a eunuch. You know, when we normally are setting forth on the 8th day to do circumcision, they go a little deeper. They set forth on the 8th day, they're castrated. That's what they're set to do. They're in line just to do nothing but to serve the king for the rest of their life. And they didn't have a choice in the matter. They were made that way by man. Then you have the third one. Jesus said, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. This is what Paul said, it's a gift. There's a difference between this one and this one. Not the same. This one was innate. It was in them from birth. That's different. This one made a decision that it wasn't in them from birth. They had the desire. They had the longing. But because of heaven, they said, I want heaven more than anything else. So they made themselves. I had a friend. He did that. He wanted to be married. When he was 23 years old, he had a young lady. They were wanting to be married. Something happened. Situation didn't work out. He just dedicated himself to God. Now he's like 53, 54, and just no. Not like he's sexually active. Not going from place to place doing, no. This is the one that I told you before. There were several apostolic women that were trying to kill him. When I say trying to kill him, he was going into their house to work. He's an electrical. When we were in Langley Air Force Base together, he's in a tight shop. He knows how to repair stuff, put together, the electrical thing. Very good. I mean, I used to send him some gyros over there sometimes, and send him some shots, and he would repair my stuff, get it back, just like that. Man, you on it. But he was good, and he knows what he's doing. So he has a little repair shop that he started when he got out of the military. He was in it for like 22, 23 years. He got out. He lives in Ohio. Got him a little repair shop. You know, he's going working for people, just doing a little something. And, you know, several ladies have invited him, you know, could you fix my air conditioning? Or could you fix, you know, like, yeah, you know, he's got the skills to do it. Already has certifications, you know, been through schooling. So he goes and he does it. And while he's there, he comes back downstairs, they naked, clothes off, you know. He's like, what are you doing? You know, one lady in there